Hello there, Wildcats. We are winding down this school year here on Seesaw and all of this online learning stuff. So, this week, what would be happening is field day, which is why I'm wearing my field day shirt from last year, GFES Superhero Field Day that we had so much fun with last year. This Friday, is May 22nd, would have been our Goodwin Fraser Field Day. And I'm so very sad that we don't get to have it. But this week, the theme is Field Day. So I want you to go and create your own field day with your family. Still make it as cool as you possibly can. So, boys and girls, it's going to be super fun and exciting doing all these activities. Get everybody in your family involved, get other people involved if you can, but I want you to make sure you're going outside and enjoying this field day. I know it just rained and everything, but I think it's supposed to be sunny all week, so go outside and enjoy it as much as you possibly can. So the whole point of field day for us anyway is to have everybody get outside and work together, to be proud of who their team is. When we're at school, of course, your team is your class, and I always award a trophy to the best class of how well that they work together. So if I see a family as a team working so amazingly, so elite, then next week in our final video of all this stuff on Seesaw, I will tell you which family did the absolute best. But you've got to show me everything that your family is doing to make it to be that awesome family that I can give a shout out to in front of everybody. So this week's field day theme is going to be super fun. Let me explain everything to you. So very first, of course, we always have our warm-ups. So in our warm-ups, these are all classic field day activities. Some of these we've done at field day before, some of them we have not, but I think you can understand how to do them. So option number one is a spoon run or a spoon race. So what you would do is you have a spoon and then you put an egg where it's the bottom of it sitting in the spoon. Then you are trying to go and balance that egg as you're moving along with it. So you want to, you can have a relay race with it where you have to hand the spoon off to a different family member. You could just have it go past a certain line. You can do it however it works out for your family, but that's what you're trying to do, is balance an egg in that spoon as you're running. Option number two is a cotton ball blow showdown. So cotton ball, what you're trying to do is you have it as a starting line and then you have a finish line for this cotton ball. And you're trying to get yours to get past first before anybody else. The only thing that you can use to move it is by blowing on it as hard as you can to get it to move down. If you play it on a tile floor or something, it's probably going to be a little bit easier. Playing it on carpet or playing it on grass might be a lot harder. So whatever works best for your family, that's what I want you to try to do. Option number three, water cup sit-up. So what you're going to try to do is get a cup of water, fill it up to a certain line for everybody, and you're trying to go up and down and do sit-ups while keeping it balanced on your head. So you can do how many sit-ups you can do in a certain amount of time. You can do how many sit-ups you do at all, or you can do who has the most water left. You can do whatever type of thing you want to, but it's a tremendous exercise. It's awesome because you're focusing on balancing it on your head. You're trying to make sure that you're doing exactly what you need to do. You're trying to make sure it doesn't spill at all, but you're having to use your muscles to bring your body up. So it's a really cool activity to do. Option number four is a balance race. So this kind of gives you the option of being creative and choosing what you think is going to be the coolest thing to use. Like the spoon thing with the egg, that's one option. You could have an option of having to balance a bowl or a basket on your head, or I don't know, any number of things that you can think of in your house within your reach of things that you can use. You could go through the garage, you can go through the attic, try to find something cool that is hard to balance that you could try to see who's the best at balancing it in your family. And then the final option is called table toss. I'm pretty excited for this activity because it's very simple, but you can make it fun and you can see who can do the coolest at it. So in table toss, what you're trying to do is you have a table of some sort. Usually the smaller the better. So if you could just figure out some way, maybe you have a small desk or something, that could work too. And what you're trying to do is you have a rolled up sock or a beanbag if you happen to have that, or something soft that's not going to roll. And what you're trying to do is from a certain spot, you're trying to underhand toss it and get it to stop on the table. Not just hit it and fall off, but completely stop on the table. And then from that distance is like 1 point, and then further back is 2, further back is 3, further back is 4, and you try to go as far as you can, and maybe you're like tossing a sock across your house to try to get it to stay on the table. And then whoever gets the most points at the end wins that activity. So this field day thing, you can think of it as the Olympics if you want to, where everybody is competing against each other. There is so many cool ways that you can approach this where like everybody's a team and you have like a goal for each thing for your whole family to be. You could be everybody against each other. You can have like kids versus adults, boys versus girls, whatever you could possibly think of. Make it that way for you, because this field day activity thing is for you. Now, on to the wonderful activities that you get to choose from this week. So option number 1 is potato sack race. Usually we would use potato sacks for it. I'm going to guess that not many of you have potato sacks just hanging out at home. If you do, awesome. If you don't, maybe a really old pillowcase would be awesome for this. Anything that kind of makes it to where you can't really use your legs like you normally would, and you have to hop with them down past a certain line and all the way back. You could race against somebody, you could keep time, however you're doing it, whatever's best for you. Option number 2, go for a ride. Try to see who could ride their bike fastest to a certain spot and back, or who could go around the block fastest, or a scooter, or anything that you've been using. This would be that activity. Option number 3, create your own ring toss game. So you could probably find something in your house that has like a donut shape to it, and then you're just trying to throw that onto something that will hold it. So if you think of a ring toss that has like a peg, and then you're trying to throw one of the metal rings onto it. So you're doing something along those lines, and it gives you an example of some ideas for it. Option number 4, flip your lid. So in this activity, you get a lid, hopefully like a plastic lid that you might use on like a Tupperware storage container. And you have that down, you have a spatula, and you put like 1 minute on the clock, and they're trying to flip it with the spatula in the air to land face down. So wherever it starts, you want it to land on the other side. You can flip it as many times as you want to, and you get 1 point for every time that it flips on the opposite side. So you're trying to flip it, but if it flips and it lands on the same side, it doesn't count. You just flip it again, and you're trying to get as many as you can. So it's a pretty cool activity. It's very short, so it's hard to get a rhythm with it so quickly. Option number 5, coin 500 meter dash. So, 400 meter dash. 400 meters would be 4 times around the track that we use at Goodwin Fraser. If you've ever gone up to like Churchill Middle School or Canyon High School, the big tracks around the football field, those are 400 meters. So 1 lap around that, that's what we're planning on doing today. You use a coin for this because most of you don't have that much room to run around, so you would run in place. So what it suggests on this choice board is for you to be able to have a coin. You flip it. If it lands, you can make it either heads or tails, but if it lands on heads, for example, then you run in place for a certain number of steps, and you're trying to get to 400. So this can help you out with math too. Maybe you go as far as you can and you get like 46 steps. Then you flip it again, and then it's heads. So you do as many as you can, and you get to 64 steps. Then you flip it again, and it's tails. Then you like get to take a break for 10 seconds or so. Then you flip it again, and you keep going until you get to 400. You can see between like you and your family who can do it the fastest. So you want to flip all heads so you can get all your steps, but then you're going to get super tired that way. You can make it to where if you get heads, you only get 20 steps, and you got to flip again. Again, so many options for it. Use the examples written down. Option number 6, paper plane cornhole. So you can make cornhole with a whole bunch of different things. Some of you might actually have cornhole and you can use that. But the idea is to try to use a paper airplane because it involves you being creative. Maybe you don't know how to make a paper airplane and your parents or whoever's with you can teach you how to make a really cool paper airplane. Or maybe they don't know, you can teach them, or you both don't know and you can learn together of how to make a cool paper airplane to throw it and like make it into a bucket or a bowl or something that you have at your house. So it's a great activity that you can do with your whole family to try to like bring out the creativity in each other. Option number 7, water balloon toss. So we did this before at field day. There's a whole bunch of different water balloon ideas that you can have. You can have where you have to like stand on 2 spots still from each other and throw it at each other, and they can't move if it's going to hit them, and then it just hits them. You can have a target where you're aiming at. You can have water balloon toss where you're tossing it underhand, and whoever it breaks on loses a point. So lots of different ideas, but water balloons would be perfect for a field day activity, especially one that's like at your house in this hot weather. Option number 8, bubbles race. So you get some bubbles, you blow them, and then like 2 people, I would suggest probably 2 people, not everybody at once, but 2 people go and they're trying to pop as many bubbles as they possibly can, and you get 1 point per bubble pop. 1 bubble equals 1 point per bubble pop. So you try to do that. You try to get as many as you possibly can, and whoever gets the most points wins. If you're being cooperative, which means working together, then you count up however many your whole family gets, and you try to like set a goal. Like we, as the Coach Kimbrough family, are going to get 50 bubbles popped, and then we're trying to get 50. If we get 60, even better. If we get 40, we can try again, or we can move on. So then the final option is one of my favorite activities that we have done in PE before and at field day before, called tug of war. If you have a rope, perfect. If not, find something really cool that you and your family could use for tug of war. And this is a great activity to figure out what combinations work. Like I know in my family, especially with some of my cousins, it would be very interesting to see how the mixed up groups and mixed up number of people, how it would work out with the whole tug of war thing. So if you have a big family, this is a really, really cool activity for you to do. So that is the 9 activity choices for this week. After you have done the 5 warm-ups and then you've done the 9 activity choices, these are the 5 cool downs for you to get to do. Option number 1, take advantage of this hot day and do some, safe water games. Maybe you have some type of water slide at home. Maybe you have like just a water hose and a sprinkler and you're trying to like jump over the water. Anything that you can think of involving water, because it helps you keep cool, because sometimes it'll be hot out there. Please do not forget sunscreen and put it on more than one time. Option number 2, make your own frozen fruit popsicle. So not just like the plastic tube that you can get at the store, but like make your own. Maybe try what I think would probably be the best is if you think about something that you would make a smoothie with. So we've done smoothies on here before, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you my favorite smoothie is mango pineapple. So any of those citrusy type of fruits, so good. So if I got mango and pineapple and ice and I blended it up a whole bunch and then I froze it, that would be a frozen fruit popsicle, and it would be so delicious. Oh my gosh, I want one right now. So you got to make them ahead of time though, so you're planning your field day in advance. If you want to do Friday, May 22nd, that would be field day for everybody at Goodwin Fraser. Actually, that sounds like a really, really good idea. Try to make it Friday if you can. Option number 3, safe in the sun with friends. Maybe you have a stuffed animal. Maybe you have like a brother or sister too. You could do that with them. Any type of thing that you have, you try to make sure you know how you would keep somebody else safe in the sun. So you would think about if they have a hat, if they have sunscreen on, if they have water for them to go get, if they have a towel, if they have shade to go to. Any of those types of things would be very, very important to look out for other people, because we talked in the school year about right and left. Control what you can in your small little world around you, and if everyone does that, then everybody's taken care of. Option number 4, I don't know why I made a 5, but I'm at 4, is make a shade tent. So try to come up with an idea for a cool way to have shade. Some of you have trees or something, but try to use a blanket and sticks. Try to use a whole bunch of t-shirts sewn together as a blanket. Try to, I don't know, any option that you can think of would probably be a really cool one for how you could make your own shade. I'm interested to see how some of you come up with. And then option number 5 is wacky word games, hard heroes. So this would be kind of after you've done everything, maybe after you've taken a shower because you got all sweaty. Sit down and then you try this. This is things that are heart related from the American Heart Association. Still kind of gets your brain working after all of that physical activity. So those are all the options for this field day. Boys and girls, I wish so much that I could be at the school, that you could be at the school, that I could be doing a Goodwin Fraser field day just like last year. I hope that you are able to have a super, super fun field day on your own with your family. And trust me, boys and girls, no one's more sad than me about it because I love field day. So please make me happy by having an amazing field day and let me see how amazing your field day can be. And then next year we will go and have an extra special field day just to make up for it. So that is it for this week. Love all of you. Thank you for you who have done the survey response to make sure you let us know what you're most proud of doing so far with this whole online learning stuff. Make sure that the whole summer, you're practicing all these safe things. But if you have an awesome field day with your family, keep doing it. Do it like every Saturday. Try to come up with different games. Add on to these games. These are just ideas that I'm giving you. This is something that you should look forward to more than anything. It's getting to go outside and hang out with your family. It's such a cool thing that you could get to do. So I'm working hard trying to come up with ideas for you guys. I'm already planning on stuff for next year because I got all the time in the world. Of course, I'm working on growing my beard back as fast as I possibly can. I was so happy to get to see some of you at the box pickup on Friday. So that helped me out. If you're a fifth grader, I'm looking forward to the fifth grade parade up at the school. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to have to come up with some type of cool idea for it, but we will do everything that we can to make your end of the year feel special until we can get back together as a Goodwin Fraser family. So, love all of you, miss all of you. Stay safe, row the boat, have a wonderful week, Wildcats.